We are live. Welcome, come one, come all. Welcome all to episode 3 of the Torture Chamber podcast. I'm your host, Big T. Look, guys, let's get into the elephant in the room here. I haven't had a whole lot of content getting pumped out here. It's been a struggle getting the train rolling. I've had some technical difficulties we were working through, but no excuse. Hand up. I've not been a good podcast host. It's all changing here. We're gonna start cranking out some eps. I think I was getting too hung up on trying to get these long 2 hour eps. I know my fans like it long. I've been trying to get the longest podcast in the world. They love how long it is. They love how entertaining it is. The most entertaining in the world. I know. But look, that was the old me. That was the old torture chamber. This new torture chamber, short and sweet, just like that boy Joey. Short and sweet. Um, just a little bit of bite to it at the end. Anyway, that was weird. But yeah, so that's gonna be the goal moving forward is just cranking out a whole lot of smaller episodes. Um, Speaking of the fucking devil, here he is. That boy Big
What's
Joe. Joey,
going on?
how's it going? You got the mic on. I love to see it. I mean the camera on. I
Yeah,
guess I
yours is
can
a
turn
little
that.
muffled out. I'm about to walk in the store, so I gotta turn my camera off. But yours is a little muffled. Your
Is it?
audio.
Can you still understand me though? That's the
Um,
question. Can you understand
would you
me?
say yes?
Okay. I was just talking to the fans. Hand up, hand up. Haven't been putting out a whole lot of content. Hand up. That's on me. I've been trying to get these longer episodes out. I've been running into technical difficulties. That's just not my lane. I think we got to be short and sweet with this guy. We got to, get out more content. The more content, the better. Um,
Mm.
I'm gonna need to invest in some mics. Is what I'm gonna need to do. Because last episode, we had a fantastic episode, me and you. I'd say it's the best ever, but you couldn't hear shit. You couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear you. You could hear me crystal clear, but couldn't hear that boy Joe. So that's upsetting. We're gonna have to run back the Drake and Kendrick timeline. Maybe we let it rest a little bit because it's still really fresh in our minds, but we'll go relive it at some point and then just chop it up into a whole bunch of parts. And we'll have, podcasts for the week. But the goal now is some short and sweet ones.
The
Um,
goal now is the goal now is now quantity over quality, is what you're saying.
yep, yep, that's what I'm saying. Not that we were really delivering on the quality. I'd say episode 1 was a lot of quality. It was nice and long, but we're gonna just start cranking some out. I think I'm gonna start doing it on my drive homes. As I'm just, thinking about life, about love, about all those things all at once, coming all over the place. Anyway,
Okay.
good Joe. How was your weekend, dude? St. Patty's Day weekend. Did you have yourself a dark lager?
I did not. Well, no. So I what I did have was, as you know, we were at Hunter's uh yesterday and the night before
So you
Magic.
would say that you did see a leprechaun.
Yes, I did see Leprechaun for sure. And we also had Zach. Zach, you know his weird thing where he likes to grab a different beer from
Yep,
everywhere he
yep,
goes. So
yep.
he got this new beer brand called the Garage
I'm,
Beers.
I'm sure it's the best beer that he's ever had, huh?
It was okay. I didn't. I thought it was okay. They had it came with half of them were lime and half of them were regular light beer. It was okay.
Yep. Yeah, I mean you can't why if it ain't broke, why fix it? We got a lot of American loggers, we got a lot of foreign loggers, that do the trick. We don't have to venture far off the beaten path here.
Yeah, I mean it's just light beer.
But I'll tell you what I
Can't
had.
really
I
go
had
wrong.
I had a few guineas today. It was quite nice. There's something beautiful whenever that head's settling out, Something beautiful. Something beautiful to be had there.
If you only have one.
I had a few.
Oh, and you're,
We're
and you're
we're not
driving.
counting. We're not counting right here. We're not counting. If
Drinking and
you are
driving.
counting, if you are counting, you got some fucking issues.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So what else did y'all do? I heard y'all played a little bit of Magic the Gathering.
Yep. So we played um played a lot of Magic the Gathering. We played so much Magic the Gathering, as a matter of fact, that
I heard y'all had a
so
game that lasted 5 hours.
as you might know, the other people that are listening to this might not know. I was not made aware the first time I played Magic that it takes one game could take forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
our
so, so do you not like Magic anymore after that experience, or?
no, I do like Magic still. However, not a fan of how long it takes sometimes. Like for example, our first game on Saturday, I believe we started at like let's say 9 or 10. We didn't finish the game till 2:30,
Holy fuck, in the
and
morning?
that was just one game. Yep, because we had 5 people.
Oh my God. Well, I think 5 is probably also too much. I think 4 is like perfect.
Yeah, the only reason we had 5 is because Hunter and Zach asked Christian and Connor to come, but
Uh-huh.
they forgot that we had told Chris to come, and so we
Ah,
had 5, and then uh, Chris just watched.
man, that boy Chris was twiddling his thumbs, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad because whenever I had to watch, I was like bored out of my mind. I think it's so boring just to watch.
Yeah, I remember you just started like taking off your clothes and like running around the room. We are like, Joey, put it back on, dude. You
Yeah, I
remember
mean,
that?
yeah, I gotta keep busy, you know.
Yeah, I gotta find something, I guess. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And then last night we played again. It was me, Zach, Hunter, and Connor, and that game didn't end until around like 2:30 as well.
damn, bro. Did you
Yeah,
win? You won it all? Did the ring
I,
count at
I,
all?
oh, I won last night. It was so funny how I won too. I like milked
Tell me about that.
Hunter's health.
How did you beat the competition?
I milked Hunter's health basically. So there was a point in the game where I had like 20 health, and I only had Sam and Frodo, but I had
Uh,
pulled this tree at an end where his ability was and no, sorry, it was a sorcery where when
uh-huh,
I summoned it, everybody gets reach, and then when I sacrifice the card, I get 3 ents that are like however much life I gained that round. That's their skill level. So I
uh-huh.
sacrificed 4, uh, no, I sacrificed 5 food tokens and had 3 15 ents. And then
Ah,
I had a bunch of passes get activated, and I literally just drained Hunter like all the way, and then I beat him. It's so
drain
funny.
Hunter dry, huh?
It was hilarious.
Damn. Yeah, Hunter, if you're listening, you fucking suck at Magic, dude. You need to get a new deck. I mean, I think that was a $120 deck that he's got there. And that thing, love you, Hunter, but man, that deck is horrendous. His enchantment deck.
Yeah, well, he used zombies last night.
Oh, he did. That zombies
Yeah,
deck's pretty good.
the funniest part about the zombie deck was like
You
the
just gotta kill. You gotta focus the zombie guy. Like you can't let him get rolling with too many zombie tokens. You know.
yeah. So the Zach borrowed his friend at work deck, and the deck's like a $200 deck. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta clearly like we're gonna have to like focus Zach because his deck's OP. Um, and Hunter
Yeah.
like just killed Zach off, and Zach was like, "Are you fucking serious? You're really killing you right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so then we were all, and he like Hunter was all cocky and stuff because he thought he was gonna win, so we all teamed up on him. So perfect. He got so pissed.
I think it's so funny when Hunter has his whole like deck built out. He's got like 15 enchantments on the board, and then you just like take out his enchantments, and instantly you just see that smile wipe off his face, and he just gets very upset.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it says
That's
reconnecting.
what happened.
Dang it.
Like one of the funniest things was like,
Oh man.
so when I summoned all those
Well, I guess I'll
15
just
ends,
rock
the
solo
three
for a
ends,
few minutes.
um,
Anyways, we're just talking about a little
he was
Magic the
like, "Oh,
Gathering.
so
I feel
you're
unfamiliar
tackling
with
with all
Magic the
three?" I was
Gathering.
like, "Yeah."
Pretty fun
He's like, "All
game.
right, captain." And
Basically,
I tapped
you
him,
got
and I was like, "Oh shit, is he about to get me?" And then
oh,
he's
you
like,
cut out for
"Oh,
you're back. What did you say? What
oh."
did you say over the past like 30 seconds? It disconnected you.
So whenever I summoned all the 3 ends, um, I like Hunter was like, "Oh, so you're gonna attack with all three of them?" I was like, "I am." He's like, "All right, tap them." And so I tapped them, and I was like, "Oh fuck, am I getting pulled into a trap?" And then he's like, "Oh, I read the card wrong. Never mind." And so he just had to eat. He ate like 30 of the 45, and Zach was like roasting the fuck out of him. He's like, "Why would you eat 30?"
I was saying, I don't know if you were disconnected or not, but I find it so funny whenever Hunter has his whole deck built out. He's got like 15 or something enchantments on the board, and then you take out the one or two characters that like control all of his enchantments, and then it's like as he realizes that everything's gone, his smile just slowly fades. And he's like, well, I still have a few cards left.
That is that is actually what happened last night. 'Cause I pulled back to back like uh enchantments or not enchantments like instants that both like just destroyed a creature of like my choosing, and I destroyed his two creatures that like had all of those the powerful stuff on them, and so
Oh, you're Mr.
he
Roboto.
just he
You're
just lost
Mr.
everything.
Roboto right now.
Uh,
You
am I
got to
good
connect to
now?
that Walmart Wi-Fi, dude.
I'm not Win Bixby right now.
God damn. See, those listening at home, you know what you have to fight through as a big podcast producer. This is the type of shit you got to fight through. We're gonna make it. Try now again, Joe.
Am I good now?
A little better,
Okay. Well, I mean, we can just move on. So,
huh?
how was your weekend?
It was good. Got into Mobili on like Friday evening. Didn't do a whole lot. What did we do Friday evening? Oh, we went out. They had like this thing called the Art Walk, and Mobile really like it really does suck. Like Mobile's not great, but they do have a nice little downtown strip. Um, it's like there usually aren't too many homeless people, but and this night we didn't have a lot. But they had this like art walk thing where it was almost like a craft fair type deal. They had like a whole bunch of like vendors and things like that, and different food places and all kinds of stuff. They had all these tents. So we did that for a little bit. We ended up meandering into different watering holes. We ended up meeting up with some of Susanna's coworkers, some of her friends, and we ended up in this like piano bar, which was pretty fun. We were pretty tired, so we went home. And then next day, uh, they have this Irish bar. It's called Callahan's, and every year for St. Patty's Day, they do like a block party, and so they like shut the whole block down, and they had like all these different green beers and like Guinness, like half and half. They had Irish car bombs, and it was pretty fun. They had some live music too. So we really just did that, which I was ready to go home definitely after the block party, but everyone else wanted to keep going, the big group that we were with. So we ended up going back to one of their houses, played some cards for a little bit, and then went back out. Big mistake. I was tired. And then we ended up coming back home. Then we made pizza and watched some Survivor and went to bed. Then I just woke up today. We went and got a little coffee. Went and got a little Club Sammy. They got this place called the Cheese Cottage. It's like one of those like
Hmm.
favorite places where they have like charcuterie boards and stuff, but they make a mean club sandwich, like really good. So had that, then just like walked around the neighborhood, then kind of just laid around until I was ready to go. Then I've been driving for about an hour or so.
Sounds like a nice fun weekend.
Yeah, it was a nice weekend. I'll be in town the next 2 weekends though. 'Cause it's my mom's birthday next weekend and my dad's birthday the week after that. So I'll be in town for a little bit. I'm pumped to play some fucking Magic together, dude. Can we please play like tomorrow or Tuesday?
So, um, Zach can't play at all this weekend, and I talked to Chris earlier today, and I mean, we don't need back to play, so we can just do me, you, Chris, and Hunter this
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah. And we can also play during the week too. Like Zach's off most of this week. Like we can play as well. Like during like Monday, Tuesday, I know he's off. It'll probably be a little late for me to play by the time I get home. But I need to order my deck. I've been having a crisis. I feel like I'm fucking. Hello, all. We are back. Sorry, we lost Joey there. These are just some of the battles you face being a big time podcast producer. It's certainly not for everyone. It's a tough gig. Some even say that it's tougher than a 40-hour work week. It's real tough. Um, but anyways, we're just bantering a little about old Magic the Gathering. For those of y'all that don't know, it's like a really cool game. I'm sure a lot of the guys don't know just because it's just so popular with the ladies. They really want to know all about, what kind of decks you're running and, oh, you're running a Voltron deck. No way. Oh my gosh, you have a mono blue deck. Like, whoa, that's so cool. No way you one shot him with your commander. Like, yeah, it's like typically like those are things that women come up and ask you about, when you're at the bar. And it's really tough being in a relationship and really pursuing Magic the Gathering as a hobby because, you really just can't keep all the ladies off of you. It's tough, but similar to podcasting, it's not for everyone. That type of life. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Rest in peace to Joey. We may get him back. He's definitely going to be a recurring guest on the show. But we're just fighting through these technical difficulties. But going back to what we were talking about at the beginning. Quantity. We're pumping out some content. Um, trying to get some good vibes going. There he is.
There we go.
I hear him. You're much clearer too. You took out the AirPods, huh?
No, they're actually in still, but my phone's just in my hand.
Oh, I don't know what was going on there, but I was just telling the fans like these are just things you go through being a big time podcast producer. Um, fighting through some of these challenges. It's not about how hard you get hit; it's how hard you can. Anyways, the same.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I want to play some this week, but I'm having a little. I'm toiling. I'm like, I mentioned Jay in the shoe store. Can't fucking pick. Um,
Or you deciding a magic deck.
yeah, yeah. But I think the issue we're gonna have as we start playing more is that this dude Zach and this dude Hunter are gonna be buying like 200, 300, $400 decks, dude. Like
Yes.
once they get a hobby, they just start throwing money at it.
Hmm.
And Zach says, "Oh, you have to know how to play the cards and all this stuff." Yeah, we get that. But at the same time, if your deck is worth 5 times someone else's deck, it's just inherently gonna be a better deck, and you're gonna stomp on them. It just is what it is. So,
Yeah, I brought that up last night 'cause when he borrowed his friend's deck, and literally like the commander's special ability was every time it's his turn, it goes to the next multiplier on a D20, I believe.
uh-huh,
And uh and then I think everybody else, I knew every other monster as well,
yeah,
gets that ability, and it's just like insanely broken and stupid. And he's like, well, that's what you have to do in this game. You gotta upgrade your deck. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I bought the deck for a reason. I'm going to use the cards that they gave me. I'm not going to upgrade it. I feel like that's gay. And Hunter was like, it's like, think of it as like uh buying a scuff in COD. I was like, yeah, I think that's gay. So,
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily. I mean, scuff's a tool. At the end of the day, I think that upgrading decks is cool as long as you do it like within reason. Like with a lot of these pre-constructed decks that you get, they have like a few cards that are just fucking useless. Like they're terrible. It's like okay, if you're gonna get rid of that and you upgrade it with like they most of the cards in Magic are like 20 cents, 25 cents.
yeah.
Like that is within reason. But like going out and buying a $20 card for your deck is kind of stupid. Not
Did,
stupid, it is stupid. Like
did you hear about the cards I bought already?
Zach told me about a $20 fucking card.
And Hunter bought a $50 card.
Yeah, like that's just ridiculous. Because then at that point, like they'll draw that card and it's like, okay. But what's really gonna piss them off, whenever I build my deck, I'm gonna make sure I build in a good amount of card removal. Like they have a lot of instants and like sorcery cards that you can literally just play it and remove other cards. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna get those cards just to remove their expensive cards, and they're gonna get so pissed about it. And then I'm gonna say, dude, you have to fucking upgrade your deck, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, when are you going to get this deck though?
When am I gonna eat the what?
When are you going
The
to
deck?
get the deck?
I'm gonna order one tonight. I have it narrowed down. So this is why I'm having a tough time because there's this commander that I really like. His name is Corvold, the Fey Cursed King. He's like this dragon, but and he came out with a pre-constructed deck, but it's not a pre-constructed deck for commander. So it's pre-constructed for the game mode Brawl, and Brawl you only have 60 cards instead of 100 cards.
Yeah.
So if I were to buy it, I only have 60 cards, and then I need to basically buy all these other individual cards to make it good. And I don't know if I feel like doing that. So I think for my first deck, I'm just going to buy one of the pre-constructed decks like you bought. Um, but I'm just going to do that tonight. I'm just going to fucking buy one.
Yeah, you need to buy one. It's getting a little much now. How long you been taking to get one?
I know, I know. I have this issue. I procrastinate things. It's the known quality I have about myself.
Well, you want to talk about fucking known qualities? We on Friday night when we first played and Chris was there.
Uh huh.
Um, Chris was like, I like he couldn't play because they invited Connor and Christian,
Uh
and
huh.
so we were all like, oh, well, let's just play tomorrow because it's gonna be like raining all day. Like no one's gonna have anything to do.
Yeah.
And me and Chris were like, oh yeah, perfect. Like, and so you can attest to this. I texted in the group chat at like, let's say it's like 12, maybe it was 1 to 2. I don't remember the exact time. Said,
Uh huh.
hey, when are we playing Magic? We playing anytime soon? And Zach was like, oh, we can play in like about an hour.
Yeah.
I'm at the gym
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And then I don't get a response until 9 o'clock saying, hey, we're playing at Magic right now at Hunters. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those things. I know you don't like it, Joe, but with these cats, you just got to understand you can't play on their clock. You like if you try and assemble plans and you're texting, that's not going to work. You got to fucking call them or you got to show up at their house. Otherwise, whenever they're Zach's going to either drive over to my house or Hunter's house or your house, whatever, and they're just going to start with those two people and not text in the group chat. They ain't texting
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
So one of them
And
things,
then,
man.
yeah, and then they also, you were you there for that? No, I don't think you were for that. No, you were there for that. Yeah, whenever it's like 10 o'clock at night and they haven't eaten yet, and they're like, "Oh,
Oh
well, time
yeah,
to time to go get dinner." They did
let's go
that.
to Taco Bell.
They did that every day. So
Yeah,
I got there yesterday at 9:30 because they said, "Hey, we're playing Magic." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, if y'all are in a game, I'm just not going to come because y'all are going to take forever." They're like, "No,
yeah,
no, no, we're almost finished the game." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was leaving Tia's house because I went to dinner with her and her family.
uh-huh.
So I drive over there, and it's Zach versus Connor, and they took like 45 minutes. And Zach was like I was like, I'd be like talking to Hunter, and he just like stops talking and stares at me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I couldn't talk. And then I asked him a question about like I think Drake, and he's like, can you please like can you not do that right now? Like I'm trying to focus up. I'm like, dude, we're fucking like what can I not do now?
Dude,
And
Magic
then
Magic's actually like really intense. I don't know if you ever played it, but like you can't play that game and talk at the same time. It's like takes
yeah,
like
because because we don't do that at all whenever we
yeah,
play. We
yeah.
we're just silent whenever
It's
we're
all
playing.
business.
Yeah, but anyways, so like he does that, he pulls that bullshit, and then right when they finish playing the game, what do they now do? Oh, well, we gotta go get food now. I'm like, if these motherfuckers talk about leaving the house, I'm just gonna get up and leave because I'm not waiting an extra hour just to play. And then um they're like, oh, let's do Wingstop.
Uh,
And Connor's like they were all like, yeah, let's do Wingstop. So then they like are kind of looking at the menu there, and then I think Connor and Hunter were like, all right, let's start heading out. I was like, what? He's like, Connor was like, yeah, well, we have to go pick it up. I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, no,
Uber Eats
you
that
can
shit.
order it online. Like, you can order it online. And then they were like, oh, yeah, you're right, I guess. So then they start looking at again on the menu and are deciding if they want to what to order online. And you know how this group works. So then they go, you know what? Let's just switch it to Pizza Hut now.
Oh my
So
god.
then they completely switch to a completely different place. And then they all get 16 wings
Holy fuck,
and fries each.
Jesus.
And so then we play for a little bit, and then the food gets there. So I had to, they were playing while eating, but it's just like the games that both nights the games lasted till 2:45, but like 2 hours of it is like waiting on stupid shit because of the time torching.
Oh man. Gotta love it, dude. Gotta
I
love it.
fucking hate it. I hate
Well,
it so much.
whenever me, you, Chris, and Hunter play, it won't be as bad. Sorry, Zach.
Nope.
Sorry. Um, anyways, but yeah, looking forward to cranking out some Magic games.
Yeah, I am too. It's always, I'm getting really into it. It is fun. Very fun.
You know, they have some decks coming out with your name all over them.
Spider-Man or the SpongeBob?
Spider-Man.
I saw the SpongeBob one today. That one looks that
I
one's
didn't
funny.
even see a SpongeBob deck. I'm not playing with that. That would enrage me to get board wiped by fucking Patrick Star. That would piss me off. No,
Yeah.
I really like the Final Fantasy ones. They look really cool. I've never played Final Fantasy, but that looks fun.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Chris said he wants to get into it, so we'll see
That's good.
how much fun he has with it and then if he wants to get a deck or not.
That'll be good. We'll have a good bit of us that'll play. I mean, you already know that boy Chris. This is so expensive.
It's not
Oh,
though.
dude,
I mean,
$25 for a
yeah,
deck? Really?
that's not bad. Yeah. Like I mean, my mom was 40 and then everybody was like, "Oh, that's actually like that's pretty cheap."
That is pretty cheap for a pre-con. They have
Yeah,
some
and
dudes
it's
that are
good.
like $150.
Yeah, and I like my deck a lot too, so.
I like your deck. I mean, yeah, I like to
So,
what what anyways, dude, one other thing. Free agency's been kind of popping off, eh?
yeah, I was just actually about to mention that as well. Have you been paying attention to, notable
Not
fantasy players?
not that much. I mean, I saw my boy DK. I'm glad
Hmm.
he's getting out of that out of the Seahawks. I mean, that latter half of the year, it's like I couldn't tell if it was him or if it was Gino. Like that dude just was not getting the ball. He was just targeting JSN nonstop. But I think him and George Pickens are going to make I mean, they're probably going to play with Shiesties on. You got to think every game.
Yeah, you were probably right, actually.
They're probably just going to rock the Shiesties. Maybe even like I could imagine if there was ever going to be a team that played without pads and shirts and just Shiesties, I think Pittsburgh would be that team.
I agree. I do agree with you on that. And
Is
then
it?
also, I mean, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be though, too.
I was about to say I've been hearing a lot of A-Rod rumors. Is he over there yet or?
What they're saying as of what's today's date? Like isn't today like the 14th
Huh?
or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever today's date is. Um, It is he wants to go to the Vikings and he's waiting for them to on if they're, want to do a deal with him. And if they say no, then he's either going to the Giants or the Steelers.
I mean, if you're a team right now and you're looking at decrepit Aaron Rodgers high off of fucking ashwagandha, wherever the hell he's on, why would you pick that guy up after the season you just had? Like, I get it, he's good, he's been historically good, but like, dude, I mean, he killed the Jets.
Based off of, I mean, so the prophecy seems to have foretold this because Brett Favre did the exact thing, went to the Packers and the Jets and stunk it up with the Jets, went to the Vikings and almost went to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, if I'm the Vikings, I'm going, I mean, this fucking worked once. Why don't we do it again?
Yeah, but I mean,
But
you have Sam Darnold who is
no,
actually.
he signed with the Seahawks.
Oh, he did
Yeah, he signed with the Seahawks,
that. I missed
which
that.
I think is, ugh, I don't like that move at all. I think Sam Darnold is just, I think that offense is just so nasty that that's what made him so good. And now he's with
Why would you go if you're Sam Darnold? Like,
he got it paid. He got the bag.
uh, yeah, yeah,
And then they picked up Cooper Cup as well.
yep. That'll be a good team. We got a good little wide receiver core. Him and Smith, dude.
I just don't. I just think Sam Darnold's not good, and I think Seattle's team overall is not the Vikings, so I don't think they're gonna do well.
Does those free agency moves we just talked about, does that change where you draft any of the players in fantasy? I don't think it changes a thing. Like, I don't think I'm drafting DK any higher or lower, and I don't think I'm drafting yeah, I don't think I'm drafting Sam Darnold at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not drafting Sam Darnold. I'm not draft. I don't want to draft DK or Pickens. Honestly, maybe if Aaron Rodgers goes there, I might draft one of them.
Uh,
But here's what I mean. Now this is just between you and me. Nobody else is listening to this.
yeah, no one else listen. Hey, if you're this is for the guys only. All girls keep swiping. All right, go.
Yep. Najee Harris to the Chargers.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
I don't think it changes anything for me. You
I
know,
mean, the brother got 1,000 yards each year of his career so far with the terrible O line of the Steelers and no quarterback. And now he's got Justin Herbert and arguably one of the best O lines in the league. I mean,
here's a question for you though. Besides his year where he was like a stud top five, top 10 running back, I don't remember what year that was. Rookie year, I think, right? Besides that
probably.
year, besides that year, when have you ever won a fantasy football matchup and said, Najee did that for me. Thank you, Najee. How many times have you lost and you're like, fuck you, Najee. Thanks for that. Dumpster fire. That is the overwhelming majority, and that is why I will not be drafting him. I would take I would take Bag of Bones Chuba Hubbard over him, dude. Najee Harris is dead to me. Dead to me. Along with a lot of the players in the NFL, to be honest with you. Doesn't change a thing.
Wow, a very interesting take. So then, well, I mean, let's get a positive out of you at least. What is the like? What's the one fantasy out? You know, a free agency pickup that you were like, I want that guy on my team.
Oh, wait, like from free agency?
Yes.
Um, if anything, probably that I want to give DK another shot. Um,
Okay.
I think if you channel some of his inner hood, I think that on the Seahawks, he had a lot of painted nails going on. He had
Yep, that's true.
those things. I mean, he just bagged Normani. He just bagged Normani.
I don't know who
Who's in
that
his
is.
vamp era. He's with George Pickens. Like they're gonna do a drive-by before each game. I mean, like you got to think about that. This dude is future. This dude's literally future. Like I'm riding with DK again. I don't think I'll go for him as high as I did this past year.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I'm looking high. I'm looking high on DK for sure. If they can get this quarterback situation figured out. But then again, they got two good guys. It's just they gotta get an identity going. Um, but I like the combo of George Pickens and DK. I think that what I worry about is that it's going to be like a DK JSN scenario again, where like George Pickens is obviously the number two there, but a lot of the time he's going to look like the number one. That's what I worry about. He's going to look like the number one, like that Smith dude. Like he was taking all the touches.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. I I don't have a specific play. Well, okay. Here's the thing. I kind of am not a fan of sophomore quarterbacks. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, but Joey, you drafted CJ Stroud this year, and he was a sophomore quarterback. Perfect case in point. I did not want to do it. I kind of actually wanted Joe Burrow instead. But
Yeah.
um, CJ Stroud had a terrible sophomore year. Was it necessarily his fault? No, but it happened. So
I mean, I think he could have done a lot better, even though he did have, Mixon was out a good bit, Nico was out a good bit, but like,
Tank
uh,
Dell out a good bit. Stephon Diggs out a good bit.
yeah, but it wasn't a function of he's throwing to these trash bags. It was like he's throwing trash bags, you know?
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. That's why. So I mean, this is going to be a bold take, but I'm staying away from Jaden Daniels. I'm staying away from Caleb Williams. I'm staying away from Bo
Stop,
Nix.
stop.
I am
Thing is,
not.
with all of those quarterbacks, is like they were getting better as the season progressed. They were all looking better. You know, I would trust any of them, and that's why here's maybe a cold take. I don't know. I'm not drafting a quarterback within the first fucking like 8 or 9 rounds. I'm not doing it. You look at
Let's
all those
see.
ones that went
Mhm.
early. What were the ones that panned out? Even Josh Allen. He was so hot
No,
and cold. He was so hot and cold this past year. Like,
Lamar was really good.
yeah,
I
Lamar.
would I would say Josh Allen was good. No, I would say overall he was good. Um,
Burrow was really
Pat
good,
Burrow was
obviously,
really
but
good. I
he
mean,
wasn't
Patrick
even
Mahomes
on
is
the
amazing.
top five. Did he go in the top five quarterbacks this past year? I mean, he
Who?
fucking lost. He lost it for me. Like, I mean, he's the one. He's the
Which
reason I was in a fucking red dress. Like that dude,
which quarterback?
Joe Burrow. I had him the year they
Oh,
went up.
yeah. Yeah.
He literally dropped like fucking 2 bombs and 4 burgers.
Yeah. Um, who
Yeah.
else did well this year? I'm trying to think. Am I
Well,
missing
Bidwell.
somebody?
This was a weird year for me. It felt like the year of like the mid rise up, but all of your big staples like didn't play well. Like Tyreek shit the bed. CMC, I mean, no, were we surprised? Maybe a little. I don't know. Um, A Chain did well, but I mean, he had a little rough patch there without Tua. Who were some other guys that did meh?
Um, yeah, well, Tyreek, yeah, they can. Um,
Brees?
any Niner, any Niner,
Yeah, any niner.
except for Kittle. Kittle was good.
Yeah, Kittle was real
Uh,
good, but didn't Debo get traded
Brees,
as
yeah,
well?
Brees was bad.
Didn't Debo get traded?
Yes, he did. I'm not touching him because he's on the Commanders. So,
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Let's say you got, and I saw this on the Fantasy Footballers podcast, a clip. Let's say you got Tyreek. Are you taking these players over Tyreek? Scary Terry,
in fantasy,
Debo.
wait. Am I taking Scary Terry or Tyreek?
Yeah. Scary Terry finished single digits, dude. He was like top five, I think.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm thinking about it. Like, do I take? I don't know. That one's actually tough. Like,
Yeah.
Scary Terry is good. Like,
Or Jackson
he's
Smith,
always been good in
Smith,
fantasy.
dude. Jackson Smith, dude.
No, I don't think he's good. I think Sam
I don't
Darnold's
think
not
he's
good.
good
I'm not.
for the
Yeah, I'd rather
record.
Tyreek.
Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of big decisions, and that's why this draft I'm not going off ADP. I'm going off vibes, going off the eye test.
Hmm.
Because those that have had those seasons can relate. Having a bad fantasy team makes you not want to watch football. Like after week 4, I don't think I watch football. I would watch like clips and shit, but like I'm not about to sit through a game and watch all of my players get shit on. And that's because I drafted off ADP. Hand up. So I drafted off, and that's why I had a bad year. I drafted off ADP. Zamir White, like that dude's a bozo. Anyone watching film knows that guy's a bozo. Like, why would you even draft him? You know? But then you have scenarios like Chuba Hubbard. Like Chuba Hubbard every year sucks. This dude is trash. You wouldn't want him playing. If he played against a team of middle schoolers, I think the middle schoolers would get him on the ground. Like the dude is terrible. Yet he looked like an MVP, a winner.
Yeah, he had a great year. And then Zamir White, I believe, I can't remember which team, but one team signed him. I think it's the
Well,
Cowboys. I could be wrong.
Well, the Cowboys, I mean, the Cowboys running back room is not nothing to be nothing that leaves a lot to be desired. I think they just got Javante, right? Williams.
They did. They did. Yeah. So no, they didn't get
Yeah,
Jimmy
I mean,
White. I don't know where he went, but yeah, you're right.
they're really dumb. Like, okay, we had two really bad running backs. Let's not replace those with one good running back. Let's replace them with two mediocre running backs that were backups on the like. That doesn't make any sense to me. Go out and get a good running back. Like, I don't know.
I think Javante is a. I think I think it was like something like 1 year, 3 mil or something like that.
I mean,
And
yeah,
I was
but
like, that's not a bad. That's not like a terrible deal. He really isn't that bad of a running back. Um, somebody signed a running back, and this is like terrible for a podcast, but somebody signed a running back, and it was like at the same time that Javante signed with the Cowboys, and I immediately thought like I would rather Javante Williams because he's on such a cheap deal, and I mean he could be good, you know, you
yep,
just don't know.
yeah, you don't know, I guess. Here's another question: are you taking Kamara this year?
I would like to, yeah. I don't see why not. I mean,
I mean, we've been saying it
he
every year. That all the time's going to come for him. We don't know when, but it's going to come for him eventually. You know, the Saints suck. They always will suck as long as Derek Carr's the helm. So, it's going to be the Kamara show. You just never know when Father Time's going to come for him. I didn't think he was going to do shit this year, but, he did really well.
well, he did really well in the first half of the season. Then he and Joe Mixon lost the season for me,
Yeah.
and so did Debo. But I would like to draft AK. I would honestly still draft him in what did I draft him? The third round, I believe.
Nothing
I
in the
would
second.
still take him
Oh, you got
in
him in
the
the second.
no, I didn't. I got Garrett Wilson in the second.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Um, I think I got him in the third or the fourth because I got Joe Mixon and him back to back. So either way, I would take him in that round again for numerous reasons. One, I think our O line is going to be better this year, mainly just because of health reasons. Everyone that's actually good in our line is going to be healthy. We might draft Will Campbell. Who knows? That would be cool. Um, and then, or we might get a wide receiver, which opens it up for AK even more. So I
Yeah.
do like AK this year. I don't like Olave at all. I don't like Shaheed at
Yeah.
all.
That was another bad pick out of me, dude. That boy Olave's done for.
Yeah, I think I don't. I mean, what's his? I wonder what his. They probably got draft boards right now and stuff like that with rankings. I wonder what he's ranked because I don't know
Dude,
who's gonna
he
want
can
to touch
fucking
him.
play football. But that's one of those guys. That's one of those guys. Mark it down, write it down. I said it today. He's going to be one of those guys that some bozo drafts him in like the eighth or ninth round, and watch, Olive's going to have a big comeback year, and then someone's going to be like, "Oh, dude,
Yep.
steal the draft." Oh, you know, that's what takes
Hmm.
me off about fantasy football. Is like it doesn't. There's no logic. There really isn't logic behind it. It's all going to come down to who's who's shot in the dark first round draft pick is going to be the one that blows up. That would
Well,
always is.
I'll give you one right now that I got a sneaking suspicion he might do well this year. And I think I don't know what his ADP is, but Marvin Harrison Jr. Stinky, stinky year.
Yeah,
And I think his value this year is going to be very low, but I think he'll be worth taking. Um,
I wasn't really
because
impressed with any aspects of his game last year, to be honest with
to be honest with you, I remember the first was it the no, it was like that second or third week he had a great game, and that's all I remember from him. I remember that first week we were like absolutely torched Cam with that picture of him on fantasy
you.
when
Yeah,
he had like no points at all.
yeah,
He was a bit of a touchdown merchant for some time.
he was.
But I think he might have a bounce back year this year, honestly. The Cardinals, they signed a running back. I can't remember who it was, but it was a weird pickup, I believe.
Yeah, I mean they got James Conner. He had a great, probably one of the best of his career.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about that. You're right. He had a great year.
that's another one of them cats. Like I had him the year before. He was like okay. He wasn't anything special. I traded him away. And then this year he just, I don't understand. Don't understand.
Yeah. I
That's
think
why I feel like it's a crapshoot.
yeah. Well, let's talk about the I think the last elephant in the room for this fantasy league.
Yeah.
Michael retired.
Yeah, Michael
It's been
retired.
official.
Bon voyage. We have Daniel back in. Welcome, Daniel. Um, golf handshakes, golf claps. Um, Yeah, welcome to. Yeah, that's really sad. Sad to see Michael go. He was a staple. He brought a lot of the life to the league. He kept it interesting for sure.
A lot of
But
memes as well.
yeah, a lot of memes. Love those the weekly breakdowns.
Hmm.
That was good. And who's going to keep Cam in check now? This is going to run rampant. Without Michael keeping in check. Uh,
Well, I know for sure that there's only one man that knows how to keep minorities in check, and that's Brady Bavin.
that is, he's good at that. Um, Runs in his blood, in his Aryan blood for sure. But yeah, welcome Daniel. I saw him in the vitamin shop a few weeks ago. I said what's up to him. I don't think he recognized me, but
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa, is that the start of a rivalry, possibly?
No, no,
Ghosting
no,
you?
no, 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 no. Not the Trevor rivalry. It's been a while. It's been since high school. But he's a cool cat. Welcome Daniel.
Yeah,
Uh,
welcome, Daniel. Well, what do you think? There's a lot of speculation about Michael. Why do you think he retired? Do you think maybe, based off what you said, when you have a bad team, makes you not want to watch football? Do you think, Michael not being very good at fantasy, do you think he was getting sick and tired of fantasy?
this is kind of getting like the liberal media. Like you're trying to put some, uh, you're trying to, put the answer
Yeah,
in my
go ahead.
mouth. Put something in my mouth. But I mean, you could speculate maybe Michael wasn't the strongest. He did have. I mean, I thought his team this year was pretty good. I thought, we did the predictions at the beginning of the year. I thought he was going to win it all. I think he had a lot of injuries, setbacks this year. But he hasn't taken the chip. He hasn't taken the chip home. He did have a
And he
loser
never
belt.
will.
He did have a loser belt scenario. So I feel like when you get on the loser, when you are a loser, you do have to win one, to prove something. That's what I'm certainly going to try and do this year. But yeah, it's a big hit to us. Uh, Not having Michael around. I wish he would have stuck it out for one more season. But you got to think, what is he doing? There's too many leagues, or did it just take a toll on him? I don't know. What do you think?
I think it just, I mean, so I'll give you some insider information. We were at the
Perfect.
extravaganza, Michael had a couple drinks in him, and that's when the news broke to me. I was not made aware of this. And I was very shocked. And I said, Michael, why? Why is this going on? He was just like, I'm just drained. I'm done. I can't do it all. I was like, well, Michael, this was going to be the first year that we were going to be rivals. Like,
Yep.
I was like, come on, you got to do one more year, make it a last dance. And he was like, oh,
Yep.
I
One last
like the
heel turn.
sound. He said, I like the sound of that. And I was like, oh, maybe I can get him back in here, but no, it's official.
One last heel turn. Pull a John
He's,
Cena.
yep, he's going out sad. He's going out
Hey,
sad.
you're throwing out kind of sad. I mean, probably, it's too late to get him back in. We already filled the spot, but Bon Voyage, we got to have a retirement party for him, like in Sever.
No, well, I don't know if we do if we do retirement parties for losers, people that
Oh,
don't even
true. Good point.
make
Yep.
it very
Sorry,
far in
Michael.
the playoffs.
Yep. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but that segues right into my I don't know if it's a bombshell announcement, but this is the make or break year for me. If
Mm,
I can't get a triple crown, if I do end up with the triple crown, the three-peat loser streak, I will be retiring. Um,
wow.
I will be retiring if I three-peat the loser streak. Um, maybe that's why it's so hard, for me to crank out pod episodes every once in a while, just because it reminds me of it's of a long, grueling season, one of heartbreak, defeat. I mean, your first round draft pick, you they're your rock, right? And mine left me out to dry. Um, so really tough year. But anyway, this year coming for the throat, coming for the throat. I'm pretty confident in my abilities. We just gotta have smart ball on draft. We just gotta have smart ball on draft. We can't draft off ADP. Got to do my due diligence, on the front end. Um, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
Well, that is quite the announcement to make right
Yep,
now.
yep. But with that being said, I'm fucking winning this year. This is my year. If there was anyone that's ever more due, it's me. Um, I'm very
That's true.
I'm very confident in my abilities to bring this one home this year. I think I know the competition well enough. I know what I need to do. I know how to navigate the waiver wire. Um, And I think that
Well, yeah,
my
you had first priority for quite a while, so yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I was quite familiar with the waiver wire, and I did have a lot of really good pickups on the waiver wire. My whole team was waiver wires. If you look at my team on draft night versus my current team, it was pretty much all waiver wires.
Hmm.
So I did get very familiar with navigating the waiver wire and kind of figuring out how to get the best value. So I think that added to my bag is good. We're all just building towards this championship run that we have this year. It's all going to start with that number one pick. It's all going to start with that first round. There may even be, not to spoil anything, but there may be a little politicking in the side because you got to think, whenever I lose, it's because it's the first round draft pick. More than like more, it's mainly
Hmm.
it's cursed. The first year I had the first round draft pick, not the first overall, but my first round. We had the incident, the infamous incident. We're not going to rehash that. Picked the wrong player. He's already taken, yada, yada, yada. And I think that cursed me for that season. And then,
Hmm.
drafting CMC, I think that's my weak point, So maybe, let's just say if you're a manager, and you're interested in two first round draft picks, you know who to call.
Well, I feel like that's gonna be a hot price in order to get something like that done.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a high price, but think about it, you could have Saquon and Bijan, the Ons, Team On.
Oh, that's a good name right there. That was off
It
the
is
dome
good. It
too.
has a nice ring to it. A lot of people would probably want the opportunity to get that, would be willing to pay whatever price. You got to think of
Hmm.
some of the guys that have been close but haven't been able to get it done. The Chris's, the
The
Ryans,
maze.
the Joeys.
Yeah,
You may want that extra player. You may want that extra first round draft pick, and it may push you over the edge to a championship. So it's probably going to be a high price. I'm thinking maybe like a second and an eighth or something. But
mm,
I don't know. It's part of the politics. Everyone has a different price. Something there. It's all about what you're willing to pay. So,
that's very true.
if you're listening out there, just know it's on the table. It's on the market.
All right.
So
Well, I don't think I have anything else, T, so that'll be it for me.
yeah, I don't think I have anything else to. I'm gonna be dropping. I'll drop this episode tonight, and then I have another episode this week. Gonna be breaking down some Elden Ring lore. I'm gonna do a 3-4 part series on Elden Ring lore. Just really get into the land between.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. We got a Mistborn, Mistborn lore breakdown as well coming. A lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. Gonna get Drew and Ryan on here at some point for a fantasy talk exclusive episode. Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. We're pumping them out, fellas. Pumping it.
That's what we want to hear.
All right, Joe. Well, thank you for being the recurring guest. I hope to have you back on soon.
Of course, man. Happy to be here.
Sounds good. I'll catch you later, man.
All right. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 3 of the Torture Chamber. But yeah, like I was just saying with Joey, we're gonna have a few more episodes coming out here soon. I'm gonna probably do an Elden Ring lore breakdown, part 1, dropping this week as well. Probably just do a life update episode, let the fans know what's going on in Big T's life. Gonna start breaking down some Mistborn lore as well. We got a whole lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. So yeah, thank y'all for supporting the show. Drop some comments if y'all have any guests you really want to see or topics you want to hear about. Yeah, it's been real, guys. Take it easy.